Breaking news, a second pill approved to fight COVID-19. Local experts share what you can expect. Plus, new at 5:30, Christmas tree availability. The reality of the shortage warning 2 days out. And more winter weather heads in for the holiday. Your forecast at home and on the road.
Covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking today, the FDA announced emergency use authorization of a second antiviral pill, a Merck drug that high-risk adults who test positive can take at home. It comes a day after the agency granted use of Pfizer's potentially even more effective antiviral. A local doctor says they both work by preventing the virus from entering cells in our bodies. I also spoke with the Shasta County pharmacist about what all of this means.
When those drugs are widely available, we'll be able to stop. We have therapeutics. It's like antibiotics. It's like going from the non-antibiotic age where a simple strep infection would kill you in the 30s to, same idea. We have a drug that prevents transmission of the virus just like and infection. And if you prevent cellular infection, you prevent hospitalization and death.
The antiviral stops the replication or stops the copying of the virus. It allows your body to naturally start to take care of the infection. We have really smart immune systems, but sometimes they need to have a little bit of help getting caught up with learning how to identify and get rid of the virus.
And big news, that pharmacist says there is a dispensing facility for these pills coming to Shasta County that will serve our entire region. Smith says we can expect a shortage for a little while, though, and the White House agrees. It just ordered 3 million Merck pills and expects those by January's end, but says the pills won't be widely available for several months. So, will this help end the pandemic, or will people be hesitant about another emergency treatment? Action News Now reporter Esteban Reynoso is live at a Chico pharmacy. Esteban, what are people telling you?
Well, Haley, I was right outside of this Walgreens on North Avenue, and a lot of people, they tell me that, well, really nobody that I was out here, they have a feeling that this is not a pandemic ender, this pill, but some people say they will take it. One woman I spoke with off camera told me she feels masks and booster shots are here to stay for a long time. One man feels the same way, but he says when it comes to the vaccine or the mask, he has done whatever it takes to do his part to try because he's seen the effects of the virus close up.
I don't think so. I think this is the way we're going to have to live the rest of our lives. I have a friend and she refuses to take any of that stuff. And she got sick. She got really sick. I'd still say, yeah, I'd take it.
Martinez told me he will continue to take these preventative measures, especially this holiday season when he gathers with family. He says he'll wear the mask and is waiting the 6 months to get his booster shot. Now, there have been people that I spoke with who would not take the pill. They say that personally they want their body to do the fighting and fight the virus all naturally if they do contract COVID-19. Live in Chico, Esteban Reynoso, Action News Now, coverage you can count on.
The FDA says this pill does not prevent you from getting sick with COVID-19. They still say the best way to prevent contracting the virus would be to be vaccinated. Here's what we're seeing when it comes to this virus here at home. So this day last year, Butte County's case rate was 50 positives per 100,000 people. Today, it is at about 7 positives for 100,000. That's a big difference. The state public health also reports that 27 people hospitalized with the virus in Butte County, the most ever. That was 125 people hospitalized in Butte County last September. In Shasta County, the case rate is now 10 per 100,000. And look back to this time last year, the case rate was 40 per 100,000. Now let's compare that with the state case rate. So what we're seeing last year, last year right around this time, we were at 99 positive cases per 100,000 people. So this is 1 year ago. The very peak, that was in mid-January, and it was about 112 per 100,000. Take a look from 1 year's time difference, 99 to today, about 19 per 100,000 people. So that is an improvement, though. Now, as for state hospitalizations, right now there are about 3,800 patients hospitalized all across California. This time last year, it was nearly 20,000 people hospitalized, and the peak was mid-January of 2021 with more than 22,000 Californians in the hospital in one day. A storm is moving in. Yes, another one just before Christmas. Now, this is a live look right now over Highway 99 in Durham, where you don't see a ton of rain on the road yet. You still see plenty of drivers out there as well. Some of them hopefully taking it slow. Chief Meteorologist Jason Stiff is tracking conditions for us. Jason, for those hitting the road tonight, right now, what can they expect?
Tonight, not too bad. It's definitely going to be quieter now than it's going to be deeper into this upcoming Christmas weekend, because we still have many more chances for the rain for the valley and the foothills and the snow for the mountains, and that snow level is going to be dropping later on in our broadcast. I'm going to show you where those snow levels are going to be each and every day through the middle of next week. Right now, though, most of that snow is still fairly high elevation, above 5,000 to 6,000 feet, mainly over the northern Sierra as well as the southern Cascades. We have some active weather, though, pushing out of northeastern Glenn County into far northwestern Butte County and eastern Tehama County. Some locally heavy rainfall getting closer and closer to Highway 32, but it is still in the liquid form, not the snow form yet. And we have some spotty showers of rain and snow over parts of Shasta County as well as Trinity County. We have some winter weather advisories. They're going to expire tomorrow afternoon, and we have a lot larger area under winter storm warnings. And for the northern Sierra, they're actually going to last until Tuesday morning. So good chances for feet upon feet of snow going forward. I'll let you know how much rain and snow we can expect in the short term, the wind as well, and your complete 7-day forecast in a few minutes.
Thanks, Jason. 2 days out from Christmas, there is still time to get to Grandma's house for the holiday. Many of us hitting the road rather than the sky. Action News now caught up with one last-minute traveler who says they're willing to brave the busy traffic to see their family.
I'm excited about traveling to Monterey. Going to spend Christmas down there by the beach, and then the next day we're going to Monterey Bay Aquarium.
The beach. AAA says 100 million people say they'll travel by car this year despite the high gas prices. AAA also says the worst time to hit the road is noon to 6 p.m. today. So you're kind of in the clear if you're just heading out soon. And for Christmas Eve, though, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., that will be the busiest as well. So maybe aim for tomorrow morning. Right now, northbound I-5 at Fondale is back open after winter weather shut it down earlier this morning. The ramp reopened around 6:30 a.m., screening for chains or all-wheel drive cars. Caltrans says prepare for any delays, though, or closures because of those winter conditions. Again, Christmas 2 days away, and many travelers are still going out of the Redding Airport rather than hitting those roads, going to further distances to see family and friends. Here's a look there at the Redding Airport today. Action News now spoke to one person who says he's very excited about the coming holiday.
I've seen my family since Thanksgiving. It's always really exciting to see them. I'm really excited that Redding has an airport, because I wouldn't have been able to see my family this time if it wasn't for Redding having an airport. So just really excited to see my family for the holiday. I don't get to see them enough.
The Redding Airport, as of this afternoon, still had flights available for last-minute travelers to Los Angeles, Seattle, and San Francisco, but seats are limited. AAA says airlines are expected to see a 184% increase from last year, with more than 6 million people planning to fly this holiday. While some are heading away for the holiday, others are just trying to get those last-minute presents under the tree in time. Action News Now reporter Tori Apodaca is live in downtown Chico, catching up with frantic shoppers. Tori, is it pretty crazy out there?
Yeah, Haley, stores have been bustling all day, but most of the people I see that are coming out are not coming out empty-handed, but they are having to adjust their Christmas wish lists, maybe just a little bit. Earlier today, I was over at Best Buy and I spoke with Quentin Miskimen, who was knocking out all of his Christmas shopping yesterday and today, since he has been out in Napa working as a firefighter the past few weeks. He was on a mission to find AirPod Pros and had no luck at Target. That brought him to Best Buy. Headphones seem to be a hot item this season, season, as other shoppers also had the same idea.
I wasn't nervous. I'd seen a lot of like the demand shortages kind of around, like not just America, but kind of worldwide right now. There's a big demand shortage, so I wasn't surprised, but I figured, there's a lot of stores in Chico, somewhere's bound to have it, so.
But this one's listening to YouTube, and this one's listening to TikTok, and this one's listening, to something else. Headphones are really, yes. a good thing. So yeah, headphones was the purchase at Best Buy today.
Miskimen showed off his finds to me. He also had a backup plan. If they would have been out, he tells me that he would have stuck to getting something electronic and maybe would have gotten a soundbar instead. Bottom line, if you did wait until the last minute to get a gift, you are still going to be able to find some pretty good things out there, but you might have to be a little flexible with your gift wish list. Reporting live in downtown, Tori Apodaca, Action News Now, coverage you can count on.
I hope his gift recipients aren't watching our station right now. Now, one electronic that is completely wiped out from the different stores that we checked with is the PlayStation 5. So if you haven't gotten that yet, your kids might be out of luck. Breaking today, former Minneapolis police officer Kim Potter, who shot and killed Dante Wright in April, was found guilty of first and second-degree manslaughter. The jury returned the verdict after 4 days of deliberation. Prosecutors argued Potter acted recklessly, and more than 30 witnesses took the stand during trial. The defense says they will file a motion for dispositional departure, which would keep Potter out of jail until sentencing.
She is amenable to probation. Her remorse and regret for the incident is overwhelming. She's not a danger to the public whatsoever.
Potter faces 7 years in prison for the most serious count, but prosecutors say they'll seek a longer term. She was taken into custody and held without bail, the judge saying, "I cannot treat this case any differently than any other case." Potter returns for sentencing February 18th. Also breaking today, a pot bust into Haymack County. We have those details ahead. Plus, an Action News Now exclusive. We hear from the family of the little girl who died in a fire last week. And a missing man from Siskiyou County. If you have information on him or where he could be, call the Siskiyou County Sheriff's Office at the number on your screen. We'll have more on that ahead. I think the spread one is probably better because we kind of already talked about that yesterday. Okay. New details tonight in the case of a missing man out of Siskiyou County. CHP says it found Gerald Brickman's vehicle on Anderson Grade. Brickman went missing Tuesday night from the Portland area. So he's actually from out of state, but was last seen in Siskiyou County. And the Siskiyou County Sheriff believes that he is still alive and in the Scott Valley area. If you have any information, we're going to show you that number again on your screen. The phone number is 530-841-2900. Just call the Siskiyou County Sheriff's Office. Donald Trump asked the Supreme Court to take his case regarding the release of certain White House records from the National Archives. The White House Select Committee investigating the insurrection wants access to them. Trump wants the court to hold the release of those records until they decide whether or not to take the case. The documents include presidential diaries, visitor logs, speech drafts, and handwritten notes. A federal appeals court ruled against Trump 2 weeks ago. What you need to do to best prepare yourself for the winter storms ahead. We have those details. Plus, a special art exhibit for those visually impaired. Straight ahead.
The winter storms are already doing a service to our snowpack. Look at this. We've improved 15% since yesterday in the Northern Sierra. Now right where we're supposed to be, 100% for the average on December 23rd. The Central and Southern Sierra also doing very well, 102 to 106% of average, and we're going to keep adding to it. I'll let you know how much rain and wind we can expect right after this.
You're watching Action News Now. Storm Tracker weather. Coverage you can count on.
Wet roads on the I-80 past a Truckee. The big concern when the temperature drops, of course, is that anything that could be wet turning into ice. That's why the CHP wants you to slow down and carry chains with you. And if your holiday plans bring you up to any ski resorts in the Sierra or Tahoe area, you can expect some pretty heavy and hopefully slow traffic out there. Chief Meteorologist Jason Stiff is tracking that forecast for us. Jason, if any of us are heading out to go ski, really in any direction, it's going to be pretty slow going, huh?
Yeah, slow going, especially late in this weekend into early next week when we have more feet upon feet of snow falling in the mountains. We still have our winter storm warnings. It's going to take effect all the way through now Tuesday morning for the Northern Sierra. That for areas around the Burney Basin, the mountains of Shasta County, the Northern Sierra. It is going to get quite deep going forward. So that's going to last again until Tuesday morning. There's a good chance for the highest peaks to receive over 6 feet of snow, lowered visibility, very strong gusty wind in the highest peaks. So it's going to be treacherous in some of our mountain roads if passable at all. Definitely chain requirements showers are coming for all of our area mountains. So temperatures right now still fairly cool in the mountains, but the snow level hasn't dropped yet. Still mostly mid to upper 30s there, 40s and 50s for the lower elevations from the foothills to the valley. We actually had a little bit of sunshine in a few parts of Glenn County and Butte County earlier today, but now the sun is down. The clouds are pushing back in. We have some scattered rain showers and scattered snow showers ahead. Now, we're not going to have a lot of active weather through the early evening hours, but late tonight through early tomorrow, there'll be another chance for some valley rain and some lowering snow levels for the Sierra, as well as the mountains of Trinity County and Siskiyou County too. And then late Christmas Eve night into Christmas Day, that's our next wave of rain, snow, and some strong wind coming our way. Here's midnight. This is when we need Rudolph. Look at this. Areas of rain pushing into the Redding area once again. Midnight Christmas Eve going into Christmas Day. More snow for the Sierra. We'll also have plenty of rain for areas around Tehama, Glenn, and Butte counties too. So some very active wintry weather for us on Christmas Day, and still lingering snow showers moving to Saturday night. More chances for rain and snow going forward, which I'm going to show you coming up in our next half hour. Amounts of rain and snow for the short term through late Saturday night, which is Christmas night. Most valley locations upwards of an inch of rain, but the mountains still plenty of precipitation, 2 to 3 inches of precipitation, which means a couple 3 feet of snow will be a possibility. And again, that wind is going to start blowing too. Look at this. By Friday night, Christmas Eve night, a lot of wind gusts up to 25 miles an hour. Going to get stronger Christmas morning, 30 to 40 mile an hour gusts possible, especially over the Sierra, and the highest peaks could have wind gusts that are hurricane strength, and we'll still have some more lingering breezes after that. Now those snow levels, they're going to go down. Look at this. As we move into Saturday, Christmas Day, down to 2,500 feet, 1,500 feet Sunday and Monday, and 1,000-foot snow level is a possibility Tuesday and Wednesday, and it is not out of the question for a little bit of valley snow, especially around Redding. Sunday and Tuesday, we'll have a chance for that rain and snow mix, so keep it here on Action News Now. I'm going to keep tracking those storms for you all the way through next week. Tonight, we'll have lows in the 20s in the mountains with 30s and 40s as we head into the foothills and the valley. Tomorrow's highs, not quite as warm as today in the southern part of the valley. We'll have 30s, 40s, and 50s for you on Christmas Eve with a good chance for rain and snow late tomorrow night through early Saturday, which is Christmas Day. And then you can see for Chico, the next 7 days, we still have a lot of cool down ahead, down to the lower 40s for highs Tuesday and Wednesday. Not a lot of precipitation, but those morning lows are going to be cold, especially in Redding. Look at those overnight lows, 30s, even some upper 20s. Daytime highs will be dropping down to the lower 40s, so there is a chance for some snow on Sunday and Tuesday and more rain and wind after that.
Tough conditions for Santa. Thanks, Jason. Emergency warming centers reopen tonight in those cold conditions where you can go to keep out of it if you're stuck on the streets. Plus, the new homeless housing project just got a huge boost in funding for utilities. And the miracle on Miracle Drive. We have those details straight ahead on Action News Now at 5. first of its kind, a new 3D art installation in a California restaurant for the visually impaired. Cedric Hood shows us around this interactive exhibit.
We can do more together than we can alone.
She calls it a multi-sensory 3D mural and says it's the first and only 3D mural installation in Kern County of its kind. Deidre Hather is a Kern County native and artist installer who partnered with Locale Restaurant and Valley Center for the Blind to create an art piece that the blind and low vision can experience.
What we like to do is to let everybody enjoy art. So I was talking to Heather and I was like, we should do a mural here. And she's like, I want to do my hallway. And I'm like, that'd be perfect. We can do the whole hallway, but let it be 3D so the blind people can experience it.
And after weeks of planning, the unique idea has made remarkable progress.
And then we talked to the Valley School for the Blind, and they said there are 0 murals for blind people. In Kern County, from here to Fresno, there is none.
Shalina Heber is the executive director at Valley Center for the Blind, says this mural is an example of how Kern County aims to include people of all communities.
So the reason that this is such a powerful piece and why it's so moving for us and we're so excited about it is because this really changes the dynamic of what art means to people who are blind or low vision.
Valley Center for the Blind is committed to helping all people at every stage of vision loss.
Knowing that there are people in our community who care about people who are blind or low vision and put the thought into what that experience would be, I mean, it just changes everything. And that's what I really love about Kern County.
The center is looking forward to bringing their clients to the opening to experience the mural. All of the spoons were donated from the community after the team posted on social media asking for donations.
This spoon was given to us by a chef. This chef has been using this spoon for 17 years.
The spoons will also have Braille below them to help folks identify the color or name of the spoon.
The restaurant plans on keeping this mural as a permanent place for people to check out. A spike in the number of deaths on the road, that's causing California prosecutors to crack down on DUIs. More details ahead. And are the recent supply chain issues keeping you from getting a last-minute Christmas tree? We show you.
Covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now. Coverage you can count on.
She was always carrying. She always, she'd come in and give you a hug, and then she was going to leave the room. But she was quiet.
A brother mourns the loss of his sister killed in a fire just last week. New at 5:30, Action News Now reporter Danny Maston sat down with the girl's family and shares memories of her life.
I seen her that morning, and I talked to her, and now she's gone. She's not here anymore.
Norris Jones fighting back the tears as he comes to grips that he'll never hear the voice of his 11-year-old sister again.
She was always caring. She always, she'd come in and give you a hug, and then she was going to leave the room. But she was quiet. She liked to chat with her friends on her Zoom meetings with her friends.
A fire broke out at their home on Oak Street last Friday, trapping Isabella on the top floor. Norris says Isabella called him while the fire raged around her. That was the last time he talked to her. I spoke with Chico Fire and asked if they know how this fire started, and they tell me they are still actively investigating. But they do know that the fire started on this side of the home and they quickly contained it. But they do not know where the young girl was when the fire broke out. Chico Fire sent me this statement saying, in part, quote, "The firefighters at Chico Fire Rescue are heartbroken at the loss of the little girl in the residential fire last week. Many of our men and women are also parents, so the loss of a child has hit our people especially hard." Norris has one memory in particular of one of the last days he and his little sister spent together.
Got her glasses, and she was doing an eye examination a week before that. The doctor put a huge K on the screen, and she could not see it. She was like, "I don't know what that is." And I was like, "What?" And then so we got her glasses, and we're in Costco. And I was like, "Hey, Bella, what's that? What does the number say over there?" Because we're looking at the pricing. We're like 20 feet away, 20, 25 feet. And she goes, "Which ones?" I was like, "That one right there." She's like, $3.79. And I was she's like, "But I can read that without my glasses." I said, "You can read that those tiny numbers, but you can read the giant K." She goes, "I didn't know. I don't know." I was like, "Wait, what's that make?"
Jones has one message for people. Never take your loved ones for granted.
Everybody always gets mad at their family members, and they say, "I don't want to talk to them anymore." Or, they think you're mad at them, or, just let them know. Just reach out to your family members and tell them, it's all in the past, and you want to make sure they're okay. You want to see them.
Reporting in Chico, Danny Maston, Action News Now coverage you can count on.
To see more of that interview with Garcia and a link to how you can help the family if you'd like, head to our website, actionnewsnow.com, and find this story. We also have Chico Fire's full statement also in the story on our website. But it's dry out there right now, but not for long. Here's a look at cloudy skies over Glenn County. A lot of clouds blowing through there. Chief Meteorologist Jason Stiff is tracking those conditions for us, especially as a lot of people are hitting the road. Jason, what do people need to know right now?
Yeah, for most of our area, it's actually fairly quiet right now. We have some scattered rain showers. We've had some snow in the highest elevations. The snow levels haven't really fallen yet, but they certainly will through this coming Christmas weekend into early next week. We've done fairly well with the amounts of rain thus far. Sterling City by far is doing the best. Almost 4¼ inches of rain. Paradise just under 2 inches. We've had over 1.5 inches at Oroville Dam, almost 1.33 inches at Shasta Dam. The Redding Fire Station's done pretty well, over 1¼ inches. Chico Airport, not quite as much, a little over 1/2 inch, but we still have more chances for rain and some mountain snow going forward. A little bit more activity just to the north of Chico, pushing to far eastern parts of Tehama County. We have some snow in the highest elevations, mainly over 5,000 feet in elevation, but we also have much better chances for additional rain and snow going forward. I'll let you know where we're going to have the heaviest rain and snow and how much you can expect where you live coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Jason. For those stuck out in the cold with nowhere to beat the weather, the city of Chico has an option, the Emergency Warming Center at Depot Park. It's open from 5 p.m. to 8 a.m. through the 28th. There are also some beds at the Tourist Shelter and Jesus Center available. Redding Electric Utility is making sure it's ready for the continuing wet weather. REU says they spend all summer getting ready, like working with trimming trees, making sure equipment is maintained. REU even held a practice drill to prep for this storm.
We've been very fortunate. We've had very small outages that have impacted us, that have been storm related because of the preventative maintenance that we've done during the off season. Outages can occur, so people should still be prepared for them.
REU crews will be called out if there are unexpected power outages. The utility company recommends people check their website or Facebook page for any outages in the area. Supply chain slowdowns have affected pretty much everything from food to toys, even Christmas trees. We heard a lot about that. But with full lots across our area for the most part, what is really going on? New at 5:30, Action News Now reporter Christian Lopez shows us how local lots are doing with supply 2 days out from Christmas.
Here at Lowe's in Chico, they still have plenty of Christmas trees available, and the store manager says they didn't really face a shortage this year. In fact, they had about 20% more trees this year compared to last year. I checked out the tree lot along Pillsbury Road, and I found it nearly empty. The American Christmas Tree Association says despite supply chain issues this year, 75% of homes across the U.S. still put up Christmas trees. A USDA report says the price of real trees nearly doubled compared to 2015 prices, and artificial tree prices went up 20 to 30%. Even so, Target in Chico was completely out of large trees and only had these small ones left today. Mark Cavalli from Paradise says he paid more this year for an artificial tree he bought online.
It was more expensive. We got a good one. I was very surprised. I don't know why they're doing it, but huge increase in everything.
I also called Home Depot. They said they had a few artificial trees left and quite a few real trees still in stock. And Lowe's still has well over 100 trees left, but so far they've only seen a handful of people stop by today. Reporting in Chico, Christian Lopez, Action News Now coverage you can count on.
Christian, the American Christmas Tree Association says despite supply chain and shortage issues in some areas, the majority of U.S. households that hope to buy a tree were able to. Pandemic concerns have some in our area a little nervous ahead of the holiday. Butte County reports 21 new cases today and 5 new deaths, 4 new cases in Tehama County and 8 new in Glenn County. While some are voluntarily testing to try to slow the pretty contagious Omicron, some California counties are cracking down on mandates. Oakland city leaders just passed an order to require proof of vaccination for many indoor businesses. That includes gyms, restaurants, and concert venues as well.
This is actually probably one of the first times we've been out, but we mostly have been outside. We did just go eat in a restaurant, but we were, careful, and we masked on the way in, and then we were in our pod, so just trying to be very careful. But we're with a group that's completely vaccinated, and everyone's been boosted.
Right now on the shelves at popular drugstores, there's a run on at-home tests. CVS is limiting customers to 6 total. The mandate is set to take effect February 1st. COVID-19, though, is not the only virus causing some concern right now. Chico Immediate Care says it's seeing a spike in flu cases this winter. Dr. Bradley Smith tells Action News Now just yesterday 8 people tested positive for the flu at his clinic. He says more flu infections this year are linked to last year's shutdowns, masks, and other pandemic safety steps.
From a public health standpoint, will vastly reduce the number of transmitted respiratory viruses in a community. So you add in the weather. The weather was very non-conducive to viruses.
Smith says he's expecting this flu season to last until February. He says to protect yourself from the flu, get the flu shot, don't go to large gatherings, and wear a mask. A big donation to help the Chico Housing Action Team establish a water connection for its Everhart Village, which is in the works. Cal Water donated $200,000 for the homeless housing effort. It will cover a storm drain system, remove an old well, and install water pipes, sewer lines, as well as plumbing to 21 planned tiny homes. It's going up next to Butte Behavioral Health, which will provide services to the people who move in there. Chat hopes to start that housing project and have it ready to go by next summer. Tehama County investigators arrested an Idaho man for an illegal marijuana grow. They discovered it inside a home in an upscale neighborhood on Mullock Drive in Red Bluff. Police say they were actually officers with the district attorney's office, and they say they seized nearly 1,000 pot plants and $6,900 in cash. Investigators believe that the suspect purchased the home for the sole purpose of growing pot to sell. California prosecutors break down what factors are causing the spike in recent DUI deaths. New information on that Placer County plane crash. A plane took out some power lines, you may have remembered, and take a look at this. Landed on top of somebody's roof. Now, this is after crashing through some trees. First, of course, one of the people who live nearby, Joni Henrik, says she couldn't believe what happened.
We just lost power, and then immediately there was a large boom, which we thought was maybe a transformer that blew up or somebody hit a pole. That's kind of a common thing.
It would freak me out. It would totally freak me out.
Those were two people who lived out in that area, stunned by what happened, but everybody survived the crash, including the pilot. For the 9 homes on that small 1-lane road, Miracle Drive, well, that says it all. There's no word yet on how or why that plane went down, of course, but the FAA and NTSB are now leading that investigation. We'll bring you those details when we have them. Prosecutors in 7 California counties say they're seeing a rapid rise in deadly DUI crashes just as people start socializing for the holidays and planning New Year's Eve outings. But police and prosecutors are largely blaming the pandemic, with one prosecutor saying people are buying and drinking more alcohol, maybe some mental health issues there. Now, you're looking at a crash in Chico, though, this week where 2 separate drivers were arrested for DUI. Traffic deaths also jumped 15% statewide through October compared to a year ago, but not all of those were linked to impaired driving. Gray skies and plenty of puddles in Redding today. We hope you're managing to stay safe and dry out there, but if not, Chief Meteorologist Jason Stiff is tracking those conditions, and he'll tell you what you need to know. That's ahead. Plus, 2022 is looking to be a record-breaking year in the oil industry. That's ahead as well.
You're watching Action News Now. Storm Tracker weather. Coverage you can count on.
Very excited to show you this video here. You can see those clouds, and look at that. Did you see that? A flash of a rainbow. I love when we get to catch those on our time-lapse cameras. A pretty gorgeous look out there. But the winter weather, that is ramping up. Jason, pretty soon we won't probably see very many rainbows, just rain.
Yeah, rain, we'll have snow. We have a chance to actually have some sun breaks tomorrow afternoon around the valley, but that's going to get filled in by Christmas Eve night into Christmas Day with more chances for valley rain, mountain snow, and lowering snow levels. We're obviously going to have winter storm warnings for all of our mountains going forward. Temperatures not too cold considering where they've been recently. 55 degrees right now in Chico. We've had some sun breaks here and there, but now the sun is obviously down. 55 degrees in Oroville. It's 48 degrees in Redding, 34 degrees in Chester, and 39 degrees in Bernie. We have some scattered showers of rain, some high elevation snow, and one lone thunderstorm over southeastern parts of Tehama County, far northern Butte County too. It's moving slowly but surely toward the Plumas County line, so we're going to have some locally heavy rainfall possible to the north of Forest Ranch, heading into the Campbellville area and getting closer to Jonesville, but it won't last too long, and in the highest elevations it will actually end up being snow. But we have a lot more good chances for rain and snow going forward. Late tonight, some scattered showers of rain and snow, not too active. It's going to get more active late on Friday. You can see what I was telling you earlier, some sun breaks possible here and there as we move through the day on Christmas Eve, then Christmas Eve night into Christmas Day itself. Rudolph is going to come in very handy. Here's midnight when we're going to have to be in bed, and Santa's going to be making his rounds. We'll have areas of rain around Shasta County, lowering snow levels for all of our area mountains. Good chances for some early Christmas morning rain around Tehama, Glenn, and Butte counties too, and we'll still have some more scattered showers for late Saturday afternoon to Saturday evening, and that's just the first chance. We have more good chances for rain and snow going forward, gusty wind as well, and continued lowering snow levels down to about 1,500 feet by Sunday and Monday. We'll have some gusty wind. This is going to make travel around the mountains, if possible, very dangerous. So if you don't have to travel, I recommend staying inside and staying safe, and we'll still have some lingering chances for some snow showers Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, what's going to be very interesting with colder air coming our way, or in the early part of next week, we could have some snow in the valley too. I'm going to show you that coming up in the snow forecast in a second. First of all, the 7-day rainfall totals. I still believe that a lot of valley locations will have a chance for between 1 and 2 inches of rain, a little bit more than what it's showing, but still a lot more precipitation for our mountains. Now let's look at that 7-day snowfall total all over Northern California. As you'd expect, 3, 4, 5 feet of snow possible for the mountains. This model, though, a coarse resolution model, wants to bring the valley some snow. This is not impossible. It's not likely, though, but I'm going to keep tracking this all the way through the weekend and next week, too. I'm going to let you know if we have a chance for that. It will definitely be very cool next week, and we'll also have a lot more snow for the mountains, which is fantastic news. We're going to continue to go up in our snowpack. Tonight, we'll have lows in the 20s and 30s in the mountains, with 30s and lower to mid-40s for the foothills and the valley. Tomorrow's highs still below average, 30s in the mountains with 40s and 50s for the foothills and the valley, lowering snow levels down to around 1,000 feet early next week. The next 7 days in Chico, still quite unsettled, and we are going to have a lot of winter-like weather for this Christmas weekend ahead. Temperatures will drop from the 50s tomorrow to the lower 40s by Tuesday, and those overnight lows will be right around the freezing mark, but even colder for Redding, 50 degrees tomorrow, down to 40 for a high on Tuesday, with a chance for some snow showers both Sunday and Tuesday.
Chico baseball player drafted by the Red Sox back in July. Sports director Jenna Bink caught up with him after his first rookie ball season. She has more next.
It's the offseason for Major League Baseball, but one Chico player is still hard at work.
It's the off season for Major League Baseball, but one Chico player who was drafted in July is still pretty much hard at work right now. Sports director Jenna Fink joins us. Jenna, what's he been up to?
Well, BJ Vela has been super busy, Haley. He was drafted by the Red Sox in the 16th round. After that, he went to Boston's training facility in Fort Myers. BJ says it was overwhelming at first, especially with all the history of the Red Sox organization, but the wow factor quickly turned into an intense schedule. BJ played second and third for the rookie team with games 6 days a week. He batted .219 and 32 at-bats with 1 home run and 4 RBIs. BJ says that home run was especially cool because all the Red Sox ballparks look like Fenway. BJ added that he learned so much in his 2 months playing.
It's funny because the more you move up, you think you know, you get comfortable in your game, and then you always end up learning more stuff. So I learned a lot about my swing, my mechanics, and approach, and that was for the hitting side of things. Kind of learned defensive. It kind of just comes. It's just playing a game still, but it's just like little tiny things along the way, nutrition-wise, health-wise.
In the offseason, BJ follows a strict practice regimen provided by the Red Sox, and when he's not training, he's teaching the next generation at kids' camps. BJ says so many people helped him here in Chico that it's only natural to pay it forward. And BJ went back out to Fort Myers last week for a check-in and some one-on-one training. Now he's back in Chico, where he'll continue honing his skills until spring training. The 49ers and Titans battling it out in Thursday night football. San Francisco seemingly has all the momentum, having won 5 of its last 6. The 49ers have catapulted into the playoff conversation after starting the season 2-6. Tennessee is trending the other way, though, still leading the AFC North, but the Titans have lost 3 of their last 4. Right now, the 49ers lead 7-0 in the first quarter. Jeff Wilson scored the touchdown for San Francisco on a 1-yard run.
All right, thanks, Jenna. Well, everyone seems to be talking about going green, but projections say oil use is going up. We're going to show you why. Oil consumption could reach record levels next year. Even though companies are trying to be more eco-friendly, the International Energy Agency is predicting global oil demand will increase by 3.3 million barrels per year in 2022. One exception, though, forecasts for jet fuel went down because of international travel restrictions. The Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries expects oil demand to increase globally as well, unfortunately. Okay, it's time. Grab the aluminum pole. Today, it's a Festivus for the rest of us. Seinfeld fans, like me, celebrate what December 23rd is all about. Dinner, followed by the airing of grievances, in which we all tell each other just how disappointed we are with each other during the year. Then, the feats of strength. Usually it's wrestling. Now, Festivus is not over until the head of the household is pinned. Now, if this is all news to you, if you have no idea what I'm talking about right now, I've got a treat for you. Tonight, watch the Seinfeld episode entitled The Strike. It is one of my all-time favorites. Fun fact, Jason, now Festivus was actually created by Reader's Digest editor and author Daniel O'Keefe. He first celebrated Festivus in 1966. His son was a writer for Seinfeld. He's the one who wrote that episode, which you've seen it, right?
Oh, that's hilarious. Like, I got a lot of problems with you people, and now you're gonna hear about it. It's so funny.
Oh, it's so good.
And the feats of strength, you can't go wrong with that.
Right.
Also. Wow.
And it's great weather to stay inside and wrestle.
I guess it is. Yes, you definitely don't want to do feats of strength outside, especially by Saturday and Sunday once Festivus is done, because we're going to have a lot more inclement weather. Tonight we'll have a lot of clouds, some light rain showers, much better chance for rain and snow, though, Christmas Eve night into Christmas morning.
Thanks, Jason. We'll take a deeper dive on that forecast straight ahead on Action News Now at 6. Have a good night.
Yeah, sure. Plenty of people feel this new COVID-19.
Hello, hello, speaking, talking. Bozo the